Hey friends, thanks for joining us for day 30 of the 31 days of Samhain. I will be honest with you, tomorrow's segment will be very short so you can get on to your own Samhain celebrations. But I would like to remind you, if you would like any names read for the ancestors list, to please call the shop or drop us a message on Facebook. We'd be happy to add those names to the list on your behalf. And as a reminder, if you are not able to celebrate Samhain tomorrow on the 31st of October, remember that Samhain is a season, and astrological Samhain doesn't happen until November 5th. And November 5th is the day we'll be reading all those names that you guys have been sending in for us. Last year we had over 300, so we'll see how far we get this year. So today I'd like to take a moment to talk about the idea of masks, like children wear masks at Halloween, and adults some also wear masks at Halloween, as far as it relates to cultures and especially spirituality. So masks have been around as long as humanity have been around, and it was a way of taking on an energetic or a persona of something else. So whether it was a person, an ancestor, a spirit, a totem animal, masks have been around for a very long time to help draw in the energy of what's portrayed on the masks. So even when different cultures would go to war, they would wear these masks to intimidate the people that they were invading or trying to war with and war over. But they would also be used to like draw in the spirits of those battle entities whenever they wanted to go to war and kind of take over a culture or take over a neighboring tribe. However, again, masks have been used for a lot of things. So shamans have used masks to go between the worlds to bring back information or to channel a spirit. They've also been used for like totemic energies as well. So there were masks, especially if you look at like the Polynesian islands, there were masks of that had fish and sea animals and that on them in order to like invoke or bring that energy to the tribe and encourage good fishing and being able to feed everyone. So masks, they serve several purposes. Pardon me. However, in the case that we're going to talk about them today, I would encourage you to consider working with your own particular mask for how you see things and how it changes your perception from where you are in your regular mundane life to where you are in your spiritual life. So masks can also be a way of seeing things differently and changing our perspective. Now, I would not encourage you just to go out there and try to channel any sort of energy or deity without a lot of course, proper practice, a lot of interaction with that deity or that spirit. It's not something you just want to jump into. And we've kind of touched on that a little bit before. But you may want to consider thinking about wearing a mask and kind of using it to kind of spiritually feel your way through it. So if you notice that when you put on it, you feel different, and people look at you differently, much like when this is recorded or at the time of the pandemic. So everybody's wearing these masks that cover their face, and all you can see is kind of this much of their face. And I don't know about you, but I've definitely like felt different towards people whenever I'm wearing that and I'm out in public. It almost feels like it's a thing where people may not see you. These aren't the droids you're looking for. But it also kind of puts a little distance between you and the other person. So as far as using a mask in your spirituality, I have a couple questions I've written down to give you some things to kind of think about. So whether it's actually a mask, like a Halloween mask that you put on, or whether you use like a scarf or a veil that you put over your face, you can use that as well. Notice how you feel before and after you have it on. Notice if you feel any different. Notice if you feel like any detachment, like from your personality. Sometimes when people wear a mask, they feel like they can be stronger. It makes them a little more confident because people can't necessarily see who they are, and there's no judgment because they don't know who you are. So a lot of times a mask can kind of help you put on like an air of confidence and allow your power to come out more. Consider like having a mask that you make for yourself. Maybe like if you want to do meditation work, or if you want to do any sort of visualization work. Sometimes wearing a mask, much like putting on a robe for ritual, helps the brain make that switch from this is the mundane everyday world to this is my sacred spiritual time, which is also why some people will use just specific jewelry before they go into ritual. Again, robes, different things like that. You also might want to begin with wearing your mask and doing a meditation. Notice how your meditation might change from when you have your mask on to when you don't have your mask on. And you can always use it as like a vehicle to help you travel between your own world of the waking mind and world of the meditation mind. So there's a lot of ways that you could use a mask as far as your spiritual practice goes. So I would encourage you to kind of think about that. Consider how it may change your meditation practice. Also consider how it makes you feel on the inside. Again, if it allows you that source of anonymity, if it allows you to step into your personal power, if it feels like you are more confident, or if it makes you feel like maybe you can kind of fly beneath the radar a little bit better. But consider that. And also there's ways that you can charge and empower your mask just like you would any spiritual tool that you have. So again, when this is being filmed, we're in the time of COVID-19. So we all have to wear those masks when we go outside. So you may want to consider taking some time to like even charge or empower that mask as protection for yourself. And I encourage you to try using it that way. So I just wanted to talk a little bit on masks today. Like I said, we're in day 30. Thanks so much for joining us on this very long, involved ride. That all of a sudden the guides and teachers were like, hey, you should do 31 days of Samhain. So that's what we did. There will not be the 12 days of Yule. Please don't ask me for that. But anyway, we will see you tomorrow for the last installment of the 31 days of Samhain. Thanks so much for joining us on this ride, and I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I've offered giving it to you. Thanks so much, and have a great day, guys. So mote it be.